How do I know if I'm in the state? How do I get into the wish fulfilled? What if I fall out of this state? How do I know if I'm living in the end? Is this working? Is this not? Am I in the right place? Am I doing the right thing? Guys, I hear all of these questions and I am going to answer them once and for all. And my intention is that after this video, you will not have any more questions about living in the end, about the state, about the wish fulfilled, none of that. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I want to say is, you are everything. Remember, you are all things. So when we talk about states and the end and the wish fulfilled, you are all of those things. You are all states. You are the fulfillment in the wish fulfilled. You are the beginning. You are the end. You are all of it, all things. So there is no getting into a state. There is no falling out of a state. And I really want to talk about states for a second, because I think a lot of people are looking at states and referring to states as feelings. And I understand that Neville said the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And he's talking about acceptance. He's not talking about a feeling. And he even says that. He says, I do not mean an emotional feeling. I think that's what he says. I do not mean a feeling. I mean the acceptance that it is done, the acceptance that this is who you are. So going into states, it's not a feeling. It's not an emotion. And even bigger than that, it's not something that you have to be constantly focused on. It's not something that has to be at the forefront of your mind. So I want to give you an example. I am in multiple states right now in my human experience. I am in the state of being a mother. I am in the state of being a wife. I am in the state of being a coach. I am in the state of being a woman. And I'm in lots of other states as well. But those are the ones that we'll talk about. So in those, do you guys think that every single day I go around living my life reminding myself that I'm a woman, that I'm a wife, that I'm a mother, that I'm a coach? No, I don't. Now, do I have experiences that align with those things being true for me? Yeah, I do. But I don't every day. So for example, if I, for the week, decided to go on vacation and turn my phone off and not check emails, I would not be experiencing anything in the 3D world that proves I am a coach, for example. Or if I just had a long week and my kids were at their dad's, which happens, nothing is being proven to me that I'm a mom. My kids aren't there. I'm not speaking to them in the moment. So what does that mean? Well, that means that you can be in a state while not experiencing that state. So what I'm trying to get at is, let's say I completely had contradicting thoughts about being a wife. Okay. So I'm married. And if I had thoughts about, maybe he doesn't want to be married to me. Maybe he doesn't want to be together forever. Or if I feel maybe annoyed by him or something, maybe if he's annoying me, do you think that those feelings, those temporary feelings, or those random thoughts are going to then create an experience for me that I wake up one day and I'm by myself and my husband has left? No, that won't happen. And why is that? It's not because I have perfect thoughts all the time. It's not because I feel so loved constantly. It's not about any of that. It's also not about me focusing on the fact that I'm a wife and reminding myself that I'm a wife. What it is about is the acceptance that I am a wife. The acceptance that no matter what thoughts I have that might contradict this idea, no matter what feelings I have, and no matter what experiences experiences I have, that I have accepted that I am a wife. So until I accept that I'm single, that is not going to be my experience. So what I'm trying to show you guys, and it's a silly example, I know, but I'm trying to show you that you can't just fall in and out of the state. You don't fall in and out of a state. Feeling state, sure, that's something different. And that happens all the time. And you can't control that. Yes, you go in and out of emotions. You go in and out of different thoughts. You go in and out of feeling differently all the time. That has nothing to do with the state of the wish fulfilled. And again, going back to the truth that you are all things, you are fulfillment itself. Of course, you are in the state of the wish fulfilled. Again, the only way that you come out of that state, which by the way, is not actually the truth because you are all states, but the only way that you give yourself an experience of not being in that state is by actively choosing to go against it. Actively choosing to go against it. So again, another example. Let's say, I'm sure maybe one of you is a teacher, okay? So when you are on summer break and, I'm sure you have a lot of work to do over the summer too. So I don't want to imply that you don't, but maybe you have a long break, summer, you're out living your best life, you're going on vacation, you're spending time with your friends. Your main focus is not this idea that you are a teacher, right? But just because you're not focused on it, just because you're not reminding yourself of it, just because you're not thinking about it and giving all of your attention to it and feeling into it, doesn't mean that you aren't it. Doesn't mean that. It means that you have accepted it, and that is all that is required of you. So again, truthfully, you are already all states. That will never change. But what does change is your acceptance of who you choose to be in this 3D world, your acceptance of how you choose to identify yourself. And when I talk about identities, it is the same exact thing as a state, as the wish fulfilled, as living in the end. It's a choice. It's a choice to understand, first of all, that you are everything, and all we're ever doing is choosing from which part of ourselves that we already are that we want to identify with in this human experience. That's it. So we're choosing that. We're recognizing that when we have a desire. So let's say you have a desire for more money. When you have a desire for more money, what it means is your higher self, which is also just you, is literally telling you, hey, this is a part of you. This is a part of you. Do you want to experience this? Yes or no? You don't have to, but do you want to? And so you are saying, yes, I want to experience having more money. How do I do this? Well, you accept the fact that it's already a part of you, number one. Number two, you accept that this is now who I'm identifying with. And yes, if you want to do an inner conversation, if you want to visualize, if you want to hear someone saying something about you, if you want to feel wealthy, if you want to recognize that you are wealth itself, it truly doesn't matter how you come to this acceptance. It just matters that you accept it. So in that acceptance, everything happens. Everything starts to shift and move and unfold. And I want to make it clear that from the moment that you choose this, you are not responsible as the human to do anything to make it happen. So when you guys tell me, I've been in this state for X amount of time and nothing has happened, well, I can tell you exactly what's happening. You're identifying as somebody who has done something, has been in a state, and hasn't experienced what they want. And that is you actively going against that acceptance that this is now who I am. That's all that's happening. So you didn't allow your 3D experience to prove it back to you because you jumped away from this acceptance that this is now who I am, and you took on a new acceptance that nothing is happening. I don't see movement. I'm doing something wrong. I fell out of the state. I must not be living in the end. And guys, I get it. I get it. And I want you to know that your human self is going to do that. It's going to give you those thoughts and those ideas. So it's not a problem. It's not a problem whatsoever. So it's not those thoughts that are coming in that cause problems. It's your acceptance of those thoughts being true. That is where you are jumping in and out of states. So again, it's not that you have those thoughts. It's not that your five senses are showing you that even. It's the acceptance that that is the case. The acceptance that, yeah, I'm not seeing what I want, so I must be doing something wrong. And you're not. The only thing you're doing wrong is accepting something that isn't what you've decided. Accepting something that isn't your end. Looking at the middle and deciding, looking at the middle and making a new decision that this is now who I am. Now I'm this person that is struggling to stay in the end. Now I'm this person that doesn't know how to embody the state. Now I'm this person that doesn't see any movement. And you know how the 3D works. Yes, yes, yes. You're right, you're right, you're right. You are this person that's struggling. Let's give you more of that. You are this person that keeps falling in and out of the state. Let's give you more of that. Even though inherently that is not the truth, it's not possible, but you get to use your free will to choose whatever kind of experience that you decide to experience. I get it that you're not choosing it on purpose, but I'm pointing this out to you guys so you understand what's going on. So again, living in the end is a choice. It's a decision. It's a desire comes. I give myself the experience. And guys, you don't have to give yourself the experience, but most people feel better doing that, okay? You don't have to. You can also just accept that this is now who you are, okay? So living in the end, you choose your end. You accept that that is now who you are, and you allow it all to happen. You choose to see everything that happens as benefiting you, as a part of what must be happening for you, because you are this person. Point blank, period. End of discussion. No other choice. You are reality, okay? You are reality itself. So for you to determine something isn't happening, I don't see movement, well, as reality, you are always right. So you have to stop experiencing movement. And I want to talk a second. I want to talk about movement for a second, because so many people are so concerned with movement. And I get it. I've been there. But what I want to say to you is this. Because you are everything, movement doesn't mean anything. Movement is you moving in your awareness. That's all that it is. And when you're looking for movement, you are implying that something is taking place outside of you, separately from you. That's not possible. That is not how this works. So when you are looking for something to validate who you've already chosen to be, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. If you've accepted it, there is no looking for it. If you've accepted it, there is no searching for it. So when you say you've accepted it, but then you're looking for movement, trying to use that movement or the lack of movement to tell you if you're doing something right, to validate that you are or are not in the state or in the wish fulfilled or in the end, then you are choosing something else now. You're deviating from that decision and that acceptance that this is now who I am, and you're jumping to another identity and you're saying, well, now this is who I am. And that identity that most of you are jumping to is the identity of somebody who is trying to manifest and nothing's working. And I'm going to do an entire video dedicated to that trying to manifest identity, because most of us bounce in and out of the chosen identity, who we want to be, what we want to experience, and that trying to manifest identity. And it's very subtle, it's very sneaky. So I'm going to do a video all about that because I think it'll be very helpful for a lot of you. Okay, guys, just to, reiterate here, embodying a state, living in the end, the wish fulfilled, all of it. There is no falling in and out of it. There is only choosing to not accept that this is who you are, which then will, inevitably give you an experience that says this is not who you are. So your only job here is to choose. And also, I want to make it clear to you guys, when we talk about fulfillment, I think a lot of you are thinking of fulfillment as some sort of feeling, as some sort of, well, I don't feel fulfilled. And I always ask you guys, like, well, how does it feel to be fulfilled? And I get lots of different answers. Some people say it feels like contentment, it feels calm, it feels like satisfaction, and that's okay. I understand where you're coming from, but when I think of fulfillment, I think about, is it done or is it not? So I'm sure you guys have heard of the fulfillment center when it comes to, a company like Target, for example, fulfillment. I was talking to one of my clients and he said he used to work at Target and he was like, oh my gosh, you're right. There was the fulfillment center. So I said, well, what did you do in the fulfillment center? And he said, you just check the packages that are going out, the online packages, to make sure that everything is in the package. And if it is, it's fulfilled. So that shipment is fulfilled. That package is fulfilled. So what that really means is it done or is it not? Is it complete or is it not? And you guys are choosing when you make that decision and then you accept that decision that it is done. So there is your fulfillment. Again, you are fulfillment, regardless of how you feel. But the fulfillment is the acceptance that this is now done simply because of who I am and because I say so. That's it. So I hope that this got you guys thinking about some things. I hope that this helped clear things up for you. It really is, really is very simple. We don't need to complicate it, guys. So desire comes, recognizing that you are already all of it. You accept it for yourself as something that you choose now. Now this is who you are, even though you're all things. This is who you're choosing for your human self to experience life through. And with that acceptance, it unfolds. As long as you continue to choose to see everything as unfolding for you, as long as you know that you aren't falling out of a state, as long as you know that you can't do anything wrong, but actively choose to accept anything else but what you've decided, then you can't mess this up, guys. You are perfect and you're doing it right. So thank you so much for being here with me. I wanted to make this as easy and as short as possible as I could, because I don't want to just talk. I really want to get straight to the point and make it very clear to you guys. So yes, I know that this video was helpful and I look forward to chatting with you guys in my next video.